My name is Sarah, and I'm going to be your nurse today.
Okay.
I heard that you just got out of surgery for your heart attack, and I wanted to kind of see how you're feeling. We talked about maybe doing a rehab program, and I wanted to see how you're feeling about making some lifestyle changes and how open you are to it. What are your thoughts?
Well, honestly, I don't want this to happen again.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if I have time, and I just don't know if it'll actually work to help. So I feel like I'm a little apprehensive just because I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
Even though I realize that I don't want this to happen again, I just don't know if it'll actually work.
Right. That totally makes sense. I think it's a big change to make, and especially with something new, sometimes it's hard to know how effective it's going to be.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, I think you're saying that you're open to changing. You just want to make sure that this is going to work for you specifically.
Yeah. I'm just more scared that I'm going to fail, but at the same time, I know I can do it because I really don't want this to happen again.
Yeah. I think you're exactly right, where we can do things to prevent this from happening again, right? You're not stuck in this spot forever. We can help you and give you resources to help you make those changes, and we're going to be with you the whole time to help you improve and make some of these lifestyle changes. If you were to kind of rank yourself on how willing you feel to change on a scale maybe from 1 to 10, where would you place yourself?
I would say an 8 because I really want to be healthy. I really want my heart to get better. I really don't want to have this happen again, but I'm just nervous, and I think that, like you said, I do want that change.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. I think that's a really good indicator that you're ready for this. That you're feeling ready for it. I think maybe on just a different way of thinking about it, if we were to say a stop light, right, where there's a green, a yellow, and a red, and green's you're ready to go, you're feeling good about this, and yellow is maybe a little apprehension like you mentioned, and red would be you're not ready for a change. Do you think you would rank yourself more a green yellow kind of thing, or?
Yeah, I think deep down I think it's a green. I think I just let myself sometimes pull me back to the yellow. But I think for the most part, I'm I want to make a difference because this was really scary.
Yeah, for sure. So I think summarizing it all up, I think you feel ready for this change. You feel ready to talk about the next steps that we're going to take, and maybe just some more education, some more teaching, and we can go through more of the details of what this rehab program will look like, just to kind of ease some of your worries and concerns. So I think the next step would be maybe getting you in contact with one of the employees from this rehab center, and they can go through all the details with you of what it would look like, what kind of time commitment it would be like, and so then you can feel even more prepared to make this change. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, I think that just knowing the next steps is what I needed to help me to feel a little less nervous, and I think that once I talk to someone, I'll feel better. Sweet. And get rid of all the nervousness.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go ahead with that plan then. Cut. Okay, so for our debriefing, let's see. How were the ORS skills used?
I think that you did great. I think you used a lot of open-ended questions. I think that you did a really good job reflecting on what I was saying and summarizing. I think you also reaffirmed that I could do this. I think you made me feel I think that you addressed my concerns and made me feel I could totally do it. I think that you did a really good job using the ruler and having me assess, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, where am I at? And the stoplight, you really explained what the red, yellow, and green were. I think that you did good, and you gave me next steps and actual things I could do to do it. I honestly don't know what you could have done better.
Okay.
Personally.
Sweet. I think maybe with the ruler, I could have done a better job of okay, why do you think you're not a 5 or a 9?
Kind of diving more into it.
Yeah, instead of just doing more superficially, but good. Okay, cool. I'm glad that it went well. Do you feel like the patient felt cared for and listened to? Or?
Yeah, I did feel that way.
Okay, good.
So should we do it again?
Yeah, let's repractice some of that. I'll repractice the ruler part. Okay. So, on a scale maybe from like 1 to 10, how ready do you think you would be to make a change?
I would say probably an 8.
Okay. What do you think is keeping you from feeling more at like a 9 or 10 range?
I think just the nervousness of not knowing if I'm going to be able to do it, and just like, because I don't know how hard it's going to be, and I don't know like what they're going to ask of me, and just the unknown really scares me.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Why do you think you're not like a 5? Why do you think you're...
I think that I'm an 8 because I don't want this to happen again. This was a really scary experience, and I realized like that there's something I can do to stop this from happening, and I don't want this to happen again.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good. Do you think that was a good repractice?
I think that was a great repractice.
Great.
Sarah, so as we've done your discharge teaching, we've talked about you going possibly to the Utah County program to help you stop smoking.
Mm-hmm.
How are you kind of feeling about that?
I know smoking's bad for me. Like I want to feel better.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've tried to stop smoking before and like it hasn't worked yet. So I have some reservations about going to the program. Like I know it'd be good for me, so I'm kind of on the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, so do you kind of feel like basically you want to get better, but you're just afraid because you've tried so many times and you haven't been able to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Do you feel like there's anything that you could gain from this experience? Like, what do you feel like you could gain from going to this? Why do you think it will benefit you?
I think this is the most like official program that I've ever kind of been to, and so maybe it'd be more helpful just because there's like more professionals there instead of just me trying to quit on my own.
Yeah.
So I think that might work better.
Yeah.
So
what have you done in the past to try to stop smoking?
Usually just like I'll like purge my house, throw everything out, and then try and quit cold turkey, but it doesn't last very long.
Okay. So do you feel like having a program and professionals would be what would help you?
Yeah, I think that would help actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
So from what I understand, what has kind of stopped you from being able to smoke before has been that you've done it on your own, and that you've just you've just been doing it alone, and you've never done it with a program. And so that's why you feel like it might benefit you to do the program.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like stops you from being able to do the program? Like, what do you feel like is making you nervous or making you feel like you can't do it?
I think part of it is like time, like I think it'll take a lot of time to go to this program, and I don't know if it's gonna like cost me anything. So if it doesn't end up working, I don't want to be like out all this money to like,
So you're nervous about it being expensive and taking a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how, like 1 being you're not feeling motivated, 10 being I want to do this, where do you feel like you fall on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd say maybe like a 5.
Like a 5.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so I think we already talked about this, but what's kind of stopping you from being at that 10? What is the main thing stopping you from being at a 10?
I think mostly just like the concern that it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, like are you just kind of afraid to fail and put all this time and money?
Yeah, exactly.
And then what do you think is making you a little bit more motivated than a 1? What's giving you motivation?
I think like this is the first time I've had to come to the emergency department for my smoking, and so it's kind of scary, like I want this to improve, and I don't want to keep getting worse and worse,
Yeah. And then, so I think just a similar analogy, I just am trying to completely understand where you're at so I can help you the best I can. If we're thinking about like a stoplight, the red being like, I do not want to go, the yellow being, proceed with caution, like, yes, I want to, but I'm nervous and I don't really understand, and the green being like, yes, I want to go 100%. Like, where do you feel like you fall on like a traffic light analogy?
I think maybe, I don't know, I feel after talking about it a little bit more, I think I'm leaning more towards the green, just like understanding better my concerns and stuff like that is helping me to feel more motivated to go.
Yeah, totally. And so just in summary, I feel like from what you've said, you feel motivated because this has been scary for you, but you're concerned about cost, time, and not being able to do it. But that you do want to stop smoking. Is that kind of
Yeah.
what you've been saying? Yeah. So as far as next step go, I can get you in contact with someone in charge of the program that can answer all of those other concerns you have about money, time, and that way they can help you get enrolled in the program, with being able to calm your nerves and your questions.
That sounds great. That'd
Okay.
be really helpful.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so for the debrief, how were the OR skills used?
I think you did a really good job. I think you asked a lot of open-ended questions that really got to like the root of the problem to like help me explore what I was feeling as the patient, and lots of affirmations, and I think like your reflections and your summaries really helped me feel listened to as well. Like you were really understanding what I was saying, and
Yeah.
that helped me to feel more comfortable talking to you. So you did a good job with that.
Okay, how was the ruler used?
I think the ruler was also used really well. I think, yeah, getting like a good understanding of both sides, like why I was feeling more or less motivated, you know, getting to the root of why I ranked myself like that. I think you did a really good job of that as well.
And then how were the stoplights used?
I think, yeah, honestly, I feel like you did a really good job with all of it. I think you did a good job with the stoplights as well. I think giving like a good explanation of what each of them felt like, and yeah, I think you did a good job.
Yeah, and as far as like next step goes, I feel like we talked about that. The one thing I think I could have done better was affirming a little bit better and like telling you that you could do it, because I think I was just focused on like figuring out what your problem was.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever really said, I know that you can do this, and I, you know, like you do want to do it and your motivation's there, you totally got it. So I think we can maybe re-practice like me asking you what's scaring you and then me affirming you. So,
Yeah, that sounds great.
okay. So we'll just start right now. So Sarah, what do you feel like is stopping you from being able to stop, or what do you feel like is stopping you from being able to do this program and stop smoking?
I think I'm just worried that I won't be able to do it, you know, that I've tried to quit smoking so many times and it's never really worked, and so I don't know if I feel super motivated to be able to like go to another quitting thing, you know.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier that you have just kind of tried on your own. You've never tried a program.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know that it is a scary thing considering that you've already tried and it hasn't worked. But I know that this has been a scary experience for you, and I know that you do have the motivation. I know you can do it. I know that this program works for people, and I know that you'll be able to, if you follow the steps and just stick through it, you'll be able to stop smoking and your health will get better.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.